Almost like clockwork, on the 1st of November, we sense the impending arrival of Christmas. Mariah Carey's greatest hit makes its annual comeback. TV ads are filled with festive food, and tinsel replaces the cobwebs of Halloween in our shop windows. However reluctantly, we begin to prepare for Christmas. Sometimes everything goes right, and we have the perfect time with friends and family. At other times, we find our plans go interrupted. An emergency arises, or simply that our celebrations don't meet our expectations. It is this sense of lowered, perhaps even dashed expectations that surrounds Luke's account of the advent, the arrival of Jesus. Into an ordinary town and to an ordinary young woman, an extraordinary message of hope breaks into human history. Mary, who was engaged to Joseph, had her plans interrupted. The long-awaited promise of the Messiah, spoken through the prophets in time past, was finally being realized, and Mary was to play a pivotal part. Her response to the angel Gabriel's appearance and greeting shows us that Mary wasn't a naive and easily duped woman. Luke records how she was greatly troubled, as many of us would be, at this spiritual encounter. But the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. You will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Jesus." Clearly, knowing how human reproduction works, Mary asked how this could be possible since she hadn't slept with Joseph. When the angel explained that her pregnancy would come about through God's miraculous power, Mary's response wasn't one of doubt or incredulity. It was one of trust. "I am the Lord's servant. May your word to me be fulfilled." Later in the narrative, Mary puts her feelings about the encounter into words. In contrast to the silence of Zechariah, the doubting priest, Mary's song, her poem, resounds and rejoices over the weariness and perhaps even despair of her people who have waited for so many years for their Messiah. She praises the God who has remembered his promises, the God who has been mindful. She speaks of the mighty one who has done great things. But what are these great things? Not what we might expect. According to Mary, this mighty God hasn't raised up a powerful king or established an empire. Instead, he has lifted up the humble. He has filled the hungry with good things, but has sent the rich away empty. Contrary to our expectations, this God thinks highly of the low, chooses the unlikely, and cherishes the faith of women. Mary's story and song speak of a God who is great and powerful enough to perform miracles, yet loving enough to come near to us. A God who welcomes ordinary people to participate in his extraordinary plans to bring a Saviour into the world. And the invitation to get to know this God is open to you today too.